Hey guys, so I'm talking to you today about working with your significant other. A joyful topic. If it looks like I've been crying, that's because I have. Because, like any other person who's currently working with their spouse, you and I both know that while things can often be peachy keen, sometimes they're not. And that's reality. So we often have people who are like, that's awesome that you guys can work together. You guys must get along so well or have like this magical, beautiful relationship. Well, we do, yes, but that's because it takes a lot of freaking effort, let me tell you. And just because we work together does not mean that everything is, dancing unicorns and beautiful rainbows all around. We like to think so, don't we? But like any other working or living or relationship, just straight up relationship in our life, friend, family, foe, there's gonna be shit that comes up. So we get to work through it when it does. And so we actually have had a really solid couple months of communication. And then just this week, for example, we have been completely off and just at each other's throats. And like, for example, on Monday, I had a really vivid and at the time, beautiful, to me it seemed beautiful, a vivid image of like me strangling John. And I was like, oh, that feels so good. And I was like, something's wrong, we need to communicate. So I wanted to just bring today's musing to you guys, one, in an effort to show you guys that everything is not just magical and rainbows. While we always like to bring that to the world and bring that to the space that we, come into, and basically the energy that we bring with us, we always like to show up in a way that usually does not bring that energy along. So a lot of the people that know us know that we, strive to communicate well with each other and create a really great, hopefully, ideally frictionless relationship. But with every relationship comes friction, right? And there comes shit that you need to work through, that you get to work through together, that you get to learn from each other and communicate through. And John and I are firm believers that breakdowns always lead to breakthroughs. So this week, when Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, fourth day in a row, we've just not been communicating effectively and have been really short with each other, and it was not ideal. And we had a major meltdown. Hence my post-teary eyes, because we let it go. And we were not addressing or communicating directly about what was affecting us and how we were perceiving each other, and like we weren't actively receiving or giving feedback. And because of that, we reached day 4 of kind of shittier communication than normal, and we had a major meltdown. Granted, that breakdown has led to some beautiful breakthroughs where John and I have just had about an hour and a half long conversation where we've been able to really iron out some of the communication issues we've been having and work through some of the friction and the frustrations we've been experiencing. But again, it took like an hour and a half of solid emotional work, efforts, and love, unconditional love, to sit down there and actually listen to what the other person had to say and to empathize with the way that they're feeling and perceiving things, all the while you likely want to strangle them. So believe me, this message is to bring to you guys a little dose of reality, because we get a lot like, oh, you guys are like so perfect, or like everything in life seems perfect, right? On this social media sphere and this outward kind of image that we project. And as you guys know, I like to keep it no bullshit and also keep it real. So that being said, that means that I've got to come to you guys after major breakdowns like this, where we learn from our lessons. Because John and I will be the first to tell you that while our business relationship and, our amazing, awesome marriage relationship as well is often peachy keen, there are times when it's not. And that's life, and that's reality. And it doesn't mean that we're getting divorced, and it doesn't mean that we're breaking up our business or breaking up together, or it doesn't mean that, this is a disaster zone. It simply means that we get to continue working on things. And the thing is, when I am reflecting on where I'd rather be right now, there's nowhere I'd rather be. So therefore, it means that I get to continue putting in the efforts for the things that I want in life, which is this, what I'm sitting in right now. My house, my life, my husband, and our business. So if you guys are in the middle of the shit with your spouse, I encourage you to take some time to communicate it, because really just laying it out on the table and getting emotional and being authentic and vulnerable and just sharing what it is that you want out of things and where you've been frustrated and where your partner's been falling short and what you've been perceiving from them and what your experience of them has been, you guys totally get to have that conversation and clear up your space. So I love you guys, and I encourage you to get that done and also live in joyful bliss. Now that John and I have experienced this annoying breakdown, we are going to have a beautiful afternoon of breakthroughs together. So, shit always leads to something awesome. I'm a firm believer. Except when you step on it on the sidewalk. Then the shit does not lead to something awesome at all. I love you guys. We'll talk soon.